Out, Speak Up every Wednesday. So thank you for joining us this day. Well, stand out, speak up. What does it mean? We always say that you need to stand out, don't fit in. Because, in life, everybody says, oh, just fit in and be like them. Not fitting in. So that is why this show is called Stand Out. So you need to stand out from the crowd and be a leader. And be a good leader as well, not just a leader. So today I have two women. They always say that women were our worst enemies. And then I have these two powerful women telling me, no, that's not true. Because we empower each other as women. We motivate and transform and educate each other like women. So I have one in the studio with me today. Her name is Mary, but she's going to introduce herself more after the break. And then I also have in Zoom today, all the way from Kenya, a powerful woman called Kate. And she's also going to introduce herself more in details after the break. So guys, don't go anywhere. Don't touch that button. See you soon.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Well done, well done. Thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned, not touching that button. So with me in the studio, I have Mary, who's going to introduce herself. Hey, and I can also speak Swahili to her, so I'm happy for that. Sasa Mary.
Poa.
Okay, so Mary, just introduce yourself.
Okay, my good names are Mary Njonjo. Mm-hmm. I'm the marketing director, Harry Homes, UK, because we have the headquarters is in Nairobi, Hurlingham. Yeah, so we're based in Romford. And we've been here since 2016. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so far so good.
Okay, well done. So you said your good name. So what's your bad names? Where's the bad one? You said your good names are Mary and Jojo. So which one is your bad names?
No, I don't have any bad names.
You don't have any bad names?
No.
Okay, so your names are just Mary
yes,
and Jojo, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And then we also have Kate with us on Zoom. I hope she's still there because we know connection sometimes. So Kate, darling, can you introduce yourself, please, all the way from Kenya?
Hi. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so Kate. Everybody calls me Kate or Gladys, but I'm actually Catherine. That's what my mother named me. But everybody knows me as Kate or Gladys. I think I am everything. I am master of all trades. I'm not a master of none. Mm-hmm. I'm a baker, I'm a caterer. That's my main job. I do cakes, I do food. And then now I do chama, which everybody knows me for. But I do all of them, and I am glad that I do them all well.
Doing everything
yes,
well.
I think I'm one of those people who adapt really quickly. So, and I get things done really quickly. So I'm an organizer. That's what I am. So whatever it is I do, I organize it and it works.
Wow. Okay. To be honest, I totally admire you. I admire your passion, especially for women. I admire what you do. And me, even living in the UK, but I'm in one of your chamas. So that is great. I'm in one of your chamas all the way in Kenya. So thank you so much, Kate, for that. So coming back to the studio, I just want to ask you, Mary, I know that you are into housing and investment and development, and you are the only company, and that is not, anybody can go and Google this. you're the only company in the UK right now from Kenya
real
that deals
estate.
with real estate.
Yeah.
The only company.
Yeah.
Because we do have all those other companies are in Kenya
Yeah.
and they're talking to diaspora this, diaspora that, but they don't really know what diaspora is. Because for
Yeah.
you to understand diaspora, you need to
have
be
to live
part of
among-
them.
Absolutely.
So I just want to ask you, what actually inspired you or your company to come and be part of diaspora, not just to work, but to be part of it?
I think earlier on when we started coming, to the UK, which was in 2016, I would come like for only 45 days. UK is a very expensive country, as you may know.
It is.
So would come for 45 days, pitch, go to different cities and go back. But what we realized is by the time we go back and you've just pitched, we realized many people wanted to see me the following weeks after. And by that time, probably I'm back in Nairobi, and we realized there was a big gap. So we were losing out even on business because you've come, you've pitched, people have questions, they want clarifications and all that. You're not available, but sometimes you're available on call, which is not good enough. Because
Exactly.
when you're talking about a big investment, you're talking about making the person really understand what they're buying. So we realized there was a big gap.
And just to cut you there on the phone, by the way,
Yes.
because if you're talking to someone face to face, there's also body language.
Yes.
And you can pick if this person is a little bit dodgy. But on the
Yes.
phone, you cannot pick
can't.
anything.
Exactly. You can't pick. And and mainly, there was another issue of communication. I think most of you, or people who've dealt with like mainstream banks in Kenya, you write an email and nobody answers. I have never understood why, so we realized there was a communication gap as well. You write emails, you're trying to call someone, the secretary puts you on hold, you wait, and it can be very frustrating to the people in diaspora. And remember, the people in diaspora, they have different working schedules.
We work per hour.
Yes. So when some people are sleeping, others are waking up.
Exactly.
And you need to learn to respect that space and all that. So if you're in Kenya, from the space of Kenya, you might not understand that.
Exactly.
Because you'll keep calling someone, you can't find someone, but it's not that they are ignoring you or anything. They are unavailable, they are working. And you can only, I think, live amongst those people for you to really understand what's happening. Yeah. So two things that we identified was the gap in, of follow-up, and communication was a very big challenge. Yes.
Okay. Wow, thank you so much for that. And it's true because if you've not, that's why I always say that for you to even cancel somebody who probably is going or through either mental issue or mental illness, or somebody's going through health, if you've been through that yourself, then it's different from someone just talking from the outside because they've read a book or they've seen somebody going through it and they're trying to tell you. It doesn't really fit in. But if I have gone through it, then when I'm now talking to you, I'm talking to you through experience. So I totally admire the fact that you guys invested for somebody to come in diaspora, live diaspora life, to understand that when we're not picking your calls, it's because we're not ignoring you. I'm sleeping.
No, true.
Even though in Kenya you might say, but ni saa tatu, ni saa tano, saa nane,
Mbona
ashiki
shiki
simu.
simu?
The person worked the whole night.
But
you will not understand that until you're there. So that is a good move that you guys made, and I totally admire that. And so I just want to ask Kate as well. Kate, I know you do a lot of chamas. I hope she's still there with us, because this Zoom, I don't trust it so much nowadays. It's called technology. Kate, are you still there?
Yeah, if you are. I'm still here.
Okay, cool. Okay. Apart from all the things that you do, and I know you have loads and loads of followers. In fact, everybody in Kenya knows you. Almost everybody in Kenya knows you, especially women, And you do loads and lots of different chamas. I don't know, one is to buy a car, another one is to buy a fridge. My sister was telling me one day that she bought a fridge for 86,000. I'm like, sorry, how? And she's like, oh, Kate. And that's how she even introduced me to you. And then you have another chama for this. You have chama for every single different thing. So why do you think that this is the best way of investment, especially for women? Or do you deal with do you deal with men as well, or just women?
First, yes, I do deal with men. There are men also who are in the group, so it's not exclusively for women, but majority of the members are actually women. And the reason why I like the spirit of a chama, it's because you may set your mind to do something, but you never can really reach that goal on your own. There's always strength in being with others and being accountable to each other. You know that you already got your fridge, so you need to make sure that other people get their fridge. So that accountability is what makes the groups work, because you're accountable to each other. So there's this mentality of some things are for the rich people, you know, like you could buy a washing machine, you cannot buy a big fridge, you cannot buy a car, you cannot buy land, you cannot buy, you know, but if you come together, you realize, kumbe, you can actually buy them. You just needed a spirit of, you know, it's actually psyching each other up, you know, because the money has no interest really. It's just like you're psyching each other up. I've given mine. Have you given yours? Have you given yours? And if you've noticed in all the groups, people actually pay in advance because they see, oh, 10 people have already paid and we are 12. I'm the last one. So you pay, you know? So it's that psyching each other up. And you realize these things are not out of reach. They're not really, you just needed a push to go and get them. And it's actually really nice. Somebody told me every corner in Kenya has a machine, something courtesy of my chama, and I'm so proud of that.
And I can see a lot of people are bigging you up. Go, Kate. Kate is our girl, you know. And so coming back to the studio, Mary, I'm just going to ask you the same thing. There's so many things that we can invest in. We can invest in so many things.
Yeah.
But last time I was in one of your presentations and you're talking about investment, and you actually say that this is the property is the best investment you can invest in.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think if we were to go by maybe, you know, if you're looking at, you know, a faster way of increasing your wealth ratio, to me, real estate is the place to be. Because if you're thinking about even just the interests, you know, of putting your money like in the money market, money market would give you ideally maybe 9%, 10% per annum. But in real estate, we are talking about buying a plot in a very prime area or a house which, you know, is off plan and it's just about, you know, to be constructed, and you'll make up to interest rates of 30% per annum. Yes. So I still feel that real estate is the fastest way. It's yeah, you know, in terms of increasing your wealth more faster than other options. It's debatable, but it is, I feel like it's faster.
Do you think it's safer as well?
Yes, of course. If you're in a credible company, it's very safe. If you're in a credible company, you know, there's nothing to fear as long as you're in a credible company. There are few companies out there that spoil for others. But majority of the companies deliver. We only hear of the one or two that fall, you know, that
fall short of the promises.
But people don't talk about the successful, you know, look at a country like Dubai. Dubai has been built by, you know, mainly off plan. And even many other estates in Nairobi. Look at Lavington, Kileleshwa. So many people have delivered. Many companies have delivered.
But you know, in life, we always concentrate on the bad ones. Because I always say that if you have a bottle of water, it's totally full, 99%, not even 99.99% is clean. Just put that little drop, just little drop of sewage water, all that water is gone.
True.
All of it is rotten.
So
it's the same thing, because now we only concentrate on the property developers that don't deliver.
But
we are missing out on the big percentage that actually do deliver. We're missing out on Harry Homes that is actually living with us in diaspora.
Look, we've been delivering since, you know, 2013, we have over 800 houses under our belts, and we have another 4,500 houses which we have just recently launched.
I'm coming to that. I'm
Yes.
coming to that.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to Kate in Kenya, in Nairobi. I'm sure you live in Nairobi,
Actually,
right,
I don't
Kate?
live in Nairobi.
No, where do
I
you
live in
live?
Nakuru. We've just been made a city today. Yeah,
Yeah?
Nakuru has just become a city today.
Nice.
That is nice. That is news. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, just today, the president was here. He just gave the charter. So it had been said some time back that it will become a city and all that. But today it's official now. So Nakuru is a city.
Whoa. Because you're not there for me to give you high five, I'll give high five to Mary here in the studio. Because that's a development. So now we have Nairobi as a city. We have Mombasa, right? We have Kisumu and we have Nakuru now.
Nakuru is a
Wow, we're moving. Well done. So, pardon, what did you
probably
say?
be Eldoret to be made a city.
Okay, cool. So, Kate, I just wanted to ask you, how do people just trust that you will never just take their money and run away? Because it's a question that I even asked my sister when she said that, oh, watu wanatoa sijui pesa ngapi unapata 500,000, and I was like, Najua huyo msichana, how do you trust this person? You understand? And she said, oh, she has so many chamas. And I was like, what if one day I collect hizo machama toroke? How do you trust this person? So that's why I wanted to, even though I'm part of your chama, don't worry, and I pay before time. I tell my sister, lipa mi au mama staki stories zao. So how do people just trust you? And what assurance as well do you have on the ground for people like us? Because I'm one of your clients. So what assurance do you have for people like us? And how do people just trust you, including myself actually, that you never just take our money and disappear?
Okay, first of all, I have a brand that I have built like from scratch, from nothing. There are people who followed me since 2013, 2010, So I have a brand that I have already built, and I have grown it, and I have struggled with it. So I don't think I would give that up for 500,000. If I was to sell the brand, it wouldn't be worth that much. So I don't see myself running because of that brand, or just essentially because of my brand. Then I believe in creating. There's a lot of mistrust and a lot of conning and lying, and people playing games. And I think it's time for something new and something refreshingly honest and refreshingly, what can I say? Like just solid, like and The same way I trust you will not run when I give you that 500,000. You trust that I will not run when you give me the 500. So I'm trying to build an honest bubble for my people, Outside, it's so many liars, it's so many cons, it's so many dishonest people, it's so many people you can't come and work with. But here on this platform, it is honest, it is positive, it is growth, it is just nice, honest, open stuff for you and for me. Because for me, you also have to trust that I'll not run. And I'm not going anywhere because I also have benefited from the chamas, I have benefited from them. I've done my stuff with it because I'm also, I'm some of the chamas. I'm a member of some of them. So essentially, if I run with also my money, but I run with yours too. So I'd also like to grow. We are buying land, we are buying cars, we are buying all these things, and I am part of it. And I just want us to have a bubble of honesty, a bubble of integrity, a bubble of trust for each other. And it is possible, even in these times, it is possible.
I know what you're doing is actually risky, to be honest. It's a risky business because I give you my money, Mary gives you her money, somebody, Florence, Angela, wherever. And then when it comes to probably Margaret, and I'm just using this as an example. If there's a Margaret there, I don't think I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about you. And I say, Kate, uliambiwa msichana nini? No, it's just a name that I'm using. So it's Margaret's turn to give us money because she has gotten money from everybody and then she runs away. That, I mean, it's a risky thing that you're doing. So what makes you so confident that every single person, because I know the group that I'm in with you, we're like 20 women. So what makes you so confident that all these 20 women, and this is not the only group you're in, Kate, because my sister have told me so many, it's just that the other ones I'm like, okay, I'm not interested in this, but let me put this, because there's a woman here called Mary that I'm also owing her for some money for the property. So I know that, let me changa money here. Anytime I collect my money here, I give it to Mary, okay? Because like you rightfully said, we want to do things, but I know you also spoke about that, and I'll come to that as well.
Yeah.
When you say that it's always good to work as a group, because by yourself it's really hard to work by yourself. So it's always good to work as a group.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Kate. That's why I love what she's doing, because she's giving you the opportunity to say, okay, I've met Mary for Harry Homes. I want to buy this land, and that is what even inspired me to just say, you know what, Mary, here, because I know. By this month, I'm getting this amount. By this month, I'm getting this amount.
Yeah.
So that is why I admire what Kate is doing, because then she's giving us women or people out there, she's giving us an opportunity to actually own what you want. Because before you join this chamas, you've made up your mind that, okay, I'm joining this chama because this money, I want to do this. Not to go to Dubai shopping.
Yeah.
But if you're going to Dubai, that's up to you. That's everybody. Wanasemanga stare ya mamba na ya punda ni tofauti.
Yeah.
So wewe ukitaka kwenda udondose Dubai ni shida yako.
Yeah.
Ukitaka kununua investment land from Mary here, from Harry Homes, ni shida yako. So for me, I thought I want to invest in Harry Homes, and then I was thinking it's going to be difficult, and then Kate came. So I was thinking, wow. Sasa unaona, and that's why I said two powerful women, because all of you can change people's lives. You're actually changing. You've changed mine.
Yeah.
So that's why I said you need to be in one platform and see how powerful the two of you are.
Nice.
So Kate, now we've all changad, and I'm thinking I'm going to get my money and then give it to Mary, kwa sababu unaona vile amekaa hapa ananiangalia, anajua niko na madeni zake. So Margaret anatoroka na pesa. So how confident are you that this Margaret will never toroka na pesa?
Okay, as I've told you, we are building bubble. I have made the people who join my chamas understand and feel it's a personal journey. We are in a group, but it's also a personal journey for you. You have an objective that you want to achieve. So most of the time it's where when people are joining the group, they know something that they want to achieve. So they also have a goal that they are trying to reach. And because we are not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for each other.
Yes.
So there's that accountability for yourself and to other people also. And because you've already put that honesty already on the table, you've already placed the honesty and the trust on the table, people don't run. Because you did not cultivate a seed of mistrust and it grows into trust. But if you plant a seed of trust and honesty from the beginning, from the ground up, and you you tell people we have to be honest and we have to be straight, and people go through things. You can't say that it will be good all through. Sometimes people go through things and they genuinely cannot continue, a genuine reason. And for that, I find very many people understand, and mostly it's mtu amekula. It's usually somebody who has not yet benefited. People who have benefited, except two people. I will not mention names, but shush.
I know those people. Well, let's leave it there.
Yeah, those two people, and it was 1,000, but still in a But I have built a system where, and I'm so proud of it, and God has given me that grace where I have built a system where people have learned to trust each other and to also be as honest as other people are being as honest. And so far, I can say with certainty that other than those two who went with 1,000 and, it was, I wouldn't call it petty money, but it was 1,000. People are honest. And I'm telling you, people can be honest. We have been faced with so much negativity and so much lies that we don't believe in it. But I can tell you, I have seen honest people, and people are not running. Of course, we have systems in case somebody does run. That's why I asked you for your ID, your passport. I asked you for stuff, right? And that is just in case. But at the bottom of it, I truly believe wewe utalipa yote. Because you want to get your property. So why won't you pay?
Yes.
And do you imagine sitting in your house watching a TV you never paid for?
Exactly. That's not nice.
It is just, it won't sit well with you, like you'll be sleeping on a bed you didn't pay for.
Watu wengine hawajalingi, unajua? Watu wengine
Everyone
wanakata.
hawajali, but I'm telling you, you put that thing on people, and at the end of the day, the conscience, we don't have such cases. We really don't.
But I think it's because you were in Tuko last week, right? You were in Tuko as well, and for you to make Tuko, si kazi rahisi,
On a positive note, most people get on Tuko for negativity.
Yes, and you got there for Tuko for a very positive thing, and that's why I'm saying I'm very proud of you. And I think it's integrity as well. Unasikianga wanasema ati whatever happens from the head, it trickles down. And because you're a woman of integrity as well, that trickles down for all those people that you're working with or you're working for. Because of your integrity, it's trickled down on them. So they're just thinking, you know what? Lazima tupia sisi tukue level. Lazima tukae kisisi. Ama inasema kicheza kiwewe. Lazima wacheze kiao.
And you see, when you've already set a standard.
Yes.
And you've already established that standard, and I don't like this thing of we look up to you or you're a role model or anything. But if you put up a standard where maybe I'm only dealing with the honest, I'm only dealing with positivity. But I don't take negativity. I don't like it. It's not good for your health when you're negative or when you're doing, negative stuff. So when you've already set that level, people come in on that same platform. But ukianza na a lot of negativity. And people know, ukianza negativity in my groups, I remove you.
Yes, I know. You are very strict.
Immediately, like if I see you are starting to ask, those snide questions and, throwing in some insinuations, and just planting seeds of negative, I just remove you because I like us to start from the bottom. Now, happy, positive, we are going to do this. The next 20 weeks will be awesome.
Yes, will be awesome. Mine, me, I'm waiting for mine like yesterday. Ndio mama achane na mimi pole pole. So sasa, I'll come back to you, Mary, and I'll ask of something similar.
Yeah.
I know many people have been lied to. We know that, and not just with families and friends, but also so-called registered farms, grounded and registered. So, what makes Hairy Homes different?
One, we have come to where the people are. So we live amongst them. If you go to many functions, business related, you'll always see my face.
Yeah.
We hold events here in the UK.
Yeah.
We ask people, go back to Kenya, go and verify that piece of land, or go to the office. And we have a dedicated diaspora team.
Yeah.
Let them take you to the ground. If you want to do the searches, the paper, all the paperwork related, we are more than welcome to, to take you through. If you're genuine, there is nothing to hide.
Yeah.
At all. And you're happy for people to do due diligence. And sometimes even when I'm doing my presentations, I tell people, don't even tell me you're going. If you're going to Kenya at some point, just take a flight, go to Kenya, and just go and, do your own due diligence. Don't even tell me that maybe, hey, I'm at the site. Just go and ask around, ask how are these people, do they deliver? So I believe, we are open and transparent. And the main thing is that we have delivered.
You have delivered.
Yes.
Okay. So, as well, because I know you're talking about due diligence now.
Yeah.
But how do you encourage individuals, especially in diaspora, to do their own due diligence? Is there any form in place? Is there anything? How do you encourage them to do their own due diligence? Because it's not just because Mary said, or because Hairy Homes is in UK, or because Lydia said.
Yeah.
So how do you?
So what we do is we ask you to engage your own legal, maybe a lawyer,
Do you provide that or?
No, well, it can't be our costs. It's your costs, and obviously, it would be much more ideal if the lawyer is yours, isn't it? So that they do an independent kind of investigation on you guys. So yeah, so mostly we request you talk to your legal representative. Who is able to do the paperwork on your behalf, and also relatives. We have people who send relatives to the sites if you're not available to go.
Yeah.
So and they bring the feedback back. Yeah. So
Okay, I know, because I also sent somebody to go and check Harry Homes.
yes.
And see if the offices are still there.
Yeah.
Because there's one word that I really hate, that word. Oh my God. When they tell you utadu.
Yeah.
No,
that's-
utadu. I really
yeah.
hate that word.
Yeah.
And we send so much money to families, to friends. It doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah.
Even grounded farms, like I said.
Yeah.
And then you get that. They send you really beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
Really, we've seen beautiful
Yeah.
pictures with swimming pool. And this
Yeah.
is not just a Kenyan thing. It's an African continent thing. In fact, when I was going somewhere and I was in an Uber and there was a guy from Pakistan.
Yeah.
And he told me that even in Pakistan they do that. I was
Oh.
shocked
Yeah.
because I thought it was just an African thing.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's almost globally. Almost.
Yeah.
No, not yet, but almost.
Yeah.
So for you now for me to know that, okay, I'm sending my money and I know it's going to Harry Homes and I know they're not going to do anything, because diaspora, we only go, somebody goes to Kenya, apart from after COVID when there was lockdown and everything, it's 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So what do I have 3 weeks or 4 weeks to do my due diligence or to do this? So
Yeah.
don't you have I think it should be nice if you had an organization like, there's this lady called Lily. She lives in the US. She has this thing called the Diaspora Care.
Yeah.
If you had something like that to help the diaspora as well to do their due diligence.
Yeah. And that's why we even have the people, like the missions here. You could simply even just walk to a mission and find out from them who are Harry Homes. They are based here in the UK. Are they credible?
Okay. So let's say somebody lives in Dubai.
Yes.
Or somebody lives in America.
Yeah.
Or even Uganda, because even those ones are diaspora.
Yeah.
And they want to invest from Harry Homes.
Yeah.
So they can actually call the UK embassy here.
Yeah, there are bodies which are, we have a body currently that is, I think I can't remember the name right now, but there's a body that governs like all real estate companies. So you can do your due diligence through those kind of bodies. And these bodies are also well known to most of the missions. Yes.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, I'll come back to Kate again and just ask Kate. Kate, really, what inspired you or motivated you to give so much time to women? I know you work more with women, but I know you also work with men. But what inspired you? Because you're a baker, you cook, you do your own things as well. So what time do you have to do all these things and to do all these chamas? Because I know when people are giving money to buy this, but there are different times. They're not all at maybe ni tarehe 10, everything inaingia unafanya. No, there are different times. One is on the 9th, one is on the 12th, one is on the 15th. And then you also have your own life to lead. You are also a woman who has family. You have all these things. So what really inspired you to do this? Because if that was someone else, they'll be like, you know what, nimechoka, I'm giving up.
Okay. For one, I didn't sleep one day and think, let me start doing chamas. So that helped because it's been a gradual thing. So it's something that I have slipped into. So I started off way back in 2015 with just friends and all that. And then I have my big mouth. I go and tell people, you know what, we have a chama and we've done, like, what has your chama done? Mine has done this. And then somebody says, I wish I could be in such a cham. They're like, yeah, you can join us. Then maybe the round is over and I say, okay, we had a group where we were doing 500 shillings per week. Is there anybody who would like to join us? Then somebody joins that and then they say, I wish I could also get one. And so, you know what, let me just make one for you. Then you do that. And so that's the way it grew. It grew just bit by bit by bit. And as it grew, since this is something I had no plan for, I started now thinking, how do I now manage all these people? Because it's taking up my entire day. It's taking up my entire life. I'm always on the phone. I'm always thinking. My pressure has started to shoot. I'm getting sick, like physically, right? So I said, okay, first step of leadership is in delegation.
Yeah.
I get my first admin and I tell her, you know what, I'm going to teach you and you're going to do this, and then we get on with that. So that way expands it expands our spectrum so more people can join. So the more it grows, right now I have 3 admins, awesome ones.
Yes.
It has taken the pressure off me and still given more people opportunity, because what people are looking for is a chance. And now I then get to employ people,
Wow.
because people ask, what we pay an extra 30 bob, we pay an extra 20 bob, what is it for? Now I get to pay people. So I've created employment. Isn't that just something awesome? Somebody now has a job.
Yes.
So now that gives somebody a job, and it gives me time to also focus on my other jobs, because I am still a caterer at heart. That's my passion. Like when I'm doing that, I'm alive. I'm alive when I'm at an event and just setting up food and making my salad tables and all that. That's when I'm actually living. So when I've delegated, I've given people jobs. I get to do what I love to do, and I get to do things. Which reminds me, you've spoken of Dubai.
Yes,
We had a group for Dubai.
Yes,
we went to Dubai. We had a good time in Dubai. To
I
be
saw
West
the
Pesa, okay,
pictures.
Dubai.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. I thought I missed out.
Yeah, we went there. And I've formed very good friendships and very good bonds from the chamas. People I did not know, but have now become my very, very good friends. I think it's a really positive move for me personally and for other people too, because out of my groups, even other people away have formed other groups, and I have no issue with that, because they've also become friends outside of that, and it's so satisfying. It's one of those, it's a really, really satisfying thing. It's empowering for me and empowering for other people.
Yeah, I just wanted to say your network is your net worth. So you have actually created a very strong, powerful network within you. And I also wanted to ask you, but I know you touched on it, because I wanted to ask you all this. How do you now balance your family life, your career, how do you balance your family life, your career, and also what you're doing? But you just say that you've employed people who look into this.
Yes.
So they help you.
I have done a lot of delegation. I have now gotten to a point where I'm actually trying to set up an office where these guys will come in the morning and deal with this from morning till evening. Then they go home. So we have official working hours. To give it structure, but still remains personal. Because what people are looking for is something that's niko kwa chama ya kid.
Yes.
So that cannot go, that I cannot separate. But I'd like a place where I can accommodate. I wish I could accommodate everyone, but I cannot.
I know. The funny thing is,
I can.
yeah, one of your chamas, when he started, my sister just calls me and she said, "Oh, Kate ameanza tena chama ingine." Before I woke up, he was full. I was like, seriously, really?
Yeah, because
and
I have to reset, because one day I said I'm doing a chama for 1K weekly.
Yes.
It's the regular one, and suddenly I had 160 people.
Oh, that's
and I was like, oh my gosh, no, this is crazy. This is crazy. So that's why I reset them really quickly. I reset the links, but still we end up, like today we ended up with about 160. Also, there's a time we ended up with 190. It's good because I've delegated.
Yeah. That
And
is
somebody's in charge of it and they're doing a good job. So we'll still run with what we have.
okay. Thank you so much. Wow, Kate, you're a powerful woman. If I come to Kenya, I have to come and have some nyama choma and a big hug as well. Right now, we're still a little bit skeptical because of the COVID, but we're coming. So now, coming back to Mary. Now, I want you to tell us about all the projects you've had. I thought, because I know in diaspora you started 2016.
Yes.
But in Kenya you started 2013, right?
Yeah.
So just tell us about your projects that you have.
Okay. So initially we started with land, back in 2013. So we had lands in Kisaju areas, all the areas in Kajiado. Kitengela, all that. And then later on from 2015, 2016 is when now we changed into building houses. So initially we started off with a debt model, and then after that we quickly changed it to the equity model. And if you remember, what I was trying to explain to people during the last event is that the equity model is the most affordable way of owning a home. Because if you talk about the debt model, it means we will go to the bank, get money from the bank, construct with bank money which accrues interest, and we pass it on to the end user, who is you, the client. So we avoided the debt model and adopted the equity model, whereby we like build off plan. So you pull people together, so you're ideally like building your own home, but we are like the project managers.
Okay.
Yes.
So we are paying you to build it for us.
Exactly. Exactly. So people who come in early, they're able to get at very affordable prices, because we are making sure the prices are quite low so that we attract people to get into the project. But as the project progresses and there is a value add, there is capital appreciation, all these things, the prices shift and change. And that's when now we talk about things like pre-sales, so whereby we are selling at a profit. So people who come in much later, they will always buy it at the market price. Yes. And remember, the same person could have bought it at half the price, because we break ground with half prices,
because there's no value add at that particular time.
So
exactly. So if I came,
yes,
just for just argument's sake, and there's a you've started building, so I'm starting with you,
yes,
and it's probably 5 million, right? Example, 5 million. So by the time you finish, and then you tell me that okay, this is off plan, right? It's gonna take 2 years to build. So after 2 years, this 5 million would have appreciated up to probably like 10 million probably. So if I wanted to sell it, maybe 8, 5.
You can buy and resell. You can just come into that project just specifically to buy and resell. You buy it at cost, because we ideally sell it at cost. For example, if a 2-bedroom is costing 2.6 million to construct, not to sell, to construct, we sell it at 2.6, or maybe just a small markup of 200,000, so that we are able to attract the cash flow, which does not have interest. So once we attract that cash flow, say maybe a project is 100 units, so we say 40% of these units, they will be sold to development partners. People who come in early, we call them development partners. So you are our partner, because we are not making money off you.
Yes,
we are just it's the cash flow that we want. So we avoid to go to the bank, because you've given us cash flow which is interest free. Then we are able now to start constructing. So once we start constructing, then the prices, obviously because of the value add and all that, the prices start shifting. Once this starts shifting, remember there is a market value. If this house was 2.6, I'll give a good example of some houses we constructed in Kikuyu Road.
About 1 minute.
Yes.
Kate, I really want you to hear this, because I want you to see if you can have a chama, because what she had a presentation last week. I was so intrigued by that presentation that I told her there's a woman who is coming on the show, and I want you to come on the show with her, because when you're speaking, I want Kate to listen, because I know Kate is so smart and she's going to grab this and sell it to her people, right? So I just want you to actually just listen to this presentation, what she's talking about right now, because it's so important. And then you can now relate to your women. We have to empower ourselves as women.
So Kate, what we are saying is, if you come early into a project, and I'll give an example, a classic example of one of the houses we sold in Kikuyu Road. I sold those houses. I actually launched those houses here in, which area was that? I think one of these West London areas, Croydon, or one of those places. And we were selling those houses at 2.6 million. But remember,
how many bedrooms?
There were 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
And all we wanted was just a small deposit. So one of the advantages of coming in early is you pay only a small deposit, and then we stagger the payments over the construction period.
What % of deposit?
usually even 10%.
Okay.
You
I remember you saying you're
20%, 10%. We are flexible. And sometimes I like I always say, I look at someone's will to pay. You might not have the deposit there, but you are very good with installments. So I will not say no to you.
Yeah.
So I look at different cases, and I customize people's payment plans all the time. Just today I had someone who was telling me, look, Mary, I can give you this amount which I have saved, but I will not be able to give you any more money until like 6 months. Certain time. And we will not dismiss that person. We are not all, on monthly kind of salaries,
Yes.
and we have business people who get money periodically, so you have to accommodate everyone. So we were selling those houses at 2.6. So I remember I used to take deposits of about 200,000 Kenya shillings.
Yes.
Like I said, I look at the will. So you pay a small deposit, then within the construction period, it's whatever you can. 50, 100, 200, whatever, as long as within the construction period you will have finished. So as we hand over the house, you are also cleared your balances.
Okay, so there's no fixed amount. There's no like every month you have to pay 50 or 100.
I sit down and look at your disposable income because you could be comfortable with giving me 50,000 or 100,000, but or even 30,000 or 40,000. But remember, maybe your payment plan says that by a certain time, I'll have cleared. And there's some people who come in early, they don't have money, but they know they have a plot in Kamulu or in Juja or wherever. And we encourage them, dispose that off and you clear the balances that we have. So you're left with a property that is giving you money, or money, income. So, and that is when I tell people in diaspora, that plot you have just sitting somewhere idle, it's about time now you take it and convert it into an income generating investment. Yes.
Wow. So right now, what projects do you have? And also, just to ask for Kate's benefit as well, is this just for diaspora, or if Kate came tomorrow with her group and she say, wamama wanataka kununua hii, can she get it?
I'll be very honest with you, diaspora, not
We
being
have
in
to ask.
diaspora.
I love Kate so much. So lazima nimtendee.
Being in diaspora,
Yeah.
like during the last meeting in Leicester,
Yes.
we had to zoom in the CEO.
Yes.
And he gave people some massive discounts.
Yes.
There is something about people being in diaspora and being away and working very hard because you're away.
Yes.
And people get some, discounts. And I'm
goodies,
there also to
goodies.
negotiate on
Yes.
their behalf. I really am very passionate
Yeah.
about negotiating for people in diaspora because I know what people go through.
Exactly.
Right now it's -2 degrees out there.
It's
And
very cold. Hey,
Yes.
Kate, huku kuna baridi, mamigu zetu zote zina freeze.
Yeah, so I kind of, empathize with people here and how they work and, how, what can I say, how much they dedicate their time to their jobs. And maybe they're far away from their families, their children, all these things. So I kind of have a soft spot for people in diaspora. But having said that, coming back to Kate, yes, Kate, I'm open to give you the same offers we were giving last
In
week.
Leicester,
In
yeah.
Leicester. Yeah, so I'm happy and willing to give them the same offers.
Can you tell us about that? I know there's a project of, is it 4.5 million? 4.5. Was it
the
4.5?
one that we launched?
Yes.
Okay.
I like that. And I would
Yeah.
like Kate to hear this as well.
Yes. And maybe I forgot to tell Kate, when I was talking about the houses of 2.6 million, remember the market price of that area, those houses were going for 5.5. So when you start at 2.6, and that house, the market price is 5.5. Apart from reselling it, remember this house is also giving you rent of about 35,000 because it's in a strategic location. So there are so many advantages of coming in early in terms of you can resell this house.
Yes.
Or it can give you income. Or even better, you can put it on booking.com.
Yes, for Airbnb.
Airbnb, exactly. Or even let it out as a furnished apartment. So, and you get, or even add value to it. I always tell people, once a developer gives you a house, this is your house, go back into the house, change the door lock, change those lights, You just do a few things, put the gypsum and all these things, and rent out that house instead of 35 at 45 or 55.
Because you've added more value.
That's it. You know? So many
Mina
ways to you can play about with real estate. Very many ways. We need to remove the narrative of nitanyang'anywa, itapotea, itakunywa maji. Hapana. Sasa let us assume hakuna hiyo mambo. Think about it now in terms of easy, inaweza nisaidia aje.
See, that's why nimewaleta nyi wanawake wawili, because I know that all of you have a positive mind. And that's what, like Kate said, that if somebody's in the group, immediately you ask something negative, like, hey, lakini, tunajuaje out. Because that is a rotten seed. It's a bad seed you've planted already. And that seed can be watered so fast by other people as well.
But remember, in real estate, you can't do that. When people ask you, answer questions. When people say they want to see the title copy, you give it to them. Yes.
No, but I'm talking about when you say, tuachane na hii mambo itapotea. We have to have this positive mind now.
I agree.
We need to invest.
Absolutely.
We need to do this. We need to do this. Hii mambo because if we keep on just thinking that nitanyang'anywa, you will never do anything.
You won't.
You will never do anything.
Lydia, can I tell you something? When I came in this country 2016, I was selling the Daystar units. There were Daystar hostels right opposite Daystar University. I'm sure there are many people watching from Daystar. They know the Harry Daystar hostels. I was selling them at 1 million shillings only. And I was even taking 50,000 as a deposit. That was my introductory product in this country. And at that time, everyone was saying, oh, hakuna kitu kama hiyo, aje, 50, ushaisikia kitu kama hiyo, aje, all those things. So, we broke ground, constructed 300 units, Daystar hostels, 1 bedroom and studios. And they're fully occupied now. We have people here who are earning from those Daystar hostels. So I have these people who kept coming to me and telling me, you know, I saw you in 2016 when you were selling those studios.
Na sikuchukua.
Because
of negative
so they just said, give me that form.
Unaona, that's why Kate anatoanga kwa group. Ukianza with the negativity, unatolewa. There's asking a question, and there's being negative. Those are two different things. You can genuinely ask a question, which is okay, and there's also planting that negative seed, which we don't want, because we want to live in this positive. I know where there's positivity, there's negativity. But why am I the one riding on the negativity? I don't want that.
No.
I want to ride on the positivity.
That's the thing.
Wow, thank you so much. But I'm still coming back because I need that legacy.
Legacy Regis. Yes.
Hey, Kate, mimi siku ingine ndakujanga huko na watu huko Nakuru na waleta huko kwa mnakula, mnasikia raha poa pole pole. Nimemalizana na Harry Homes. Kwa sababu Kate alinichukua akanionyesha how to save. You know, it's very hard to save. So that's why when it's my sister who told me about Kate, I didn't know her.
Okay.
And I've been in this journey, but when she told me, I was like, you know, I'm doing this because it's so hard kufanya hizo mambo za peke yako. Ati ndapatia Mary 1,000 hapa, hiyo siku sijui what imetokea, you don't have the 1,000 to give her. But if you're in this chamas, unajua, because other people as well are pulling you. Alafu mtu anakuambia, nishatoa yangu, shatoa. Like my sister calls me like 1 week anaanza, Lydia, do. Namwambia, hey, calm down, mama.
And to add to that, you know now, like people who have investments, regardless, or maybe a 1-bedroom, a studio or whatever, they have a reason to push themselves every day. Because unajua Mary ana need 70k every end of month. I'm a Harry Homes on I need 70,000. So you push yourself. Alafu your brain is actively thinking. There's ongeza ka 2 hours hapa the weekend. You know, you're actively maximizing your time.
Proactive.
That's
because
the
you
thing.
know. You know you're working towards a goal.
Yes.
And if you're working towards something, you know why that is your why. Now ulizanga watu, what is your why?
Yes.
So your why is waking up ukijua niko na America na ngoja ile 70k.
Yes.
That is your why. So you have to work towards your why.
Exactly.
Wow, thank you so much for that. We'll come to that as well.
Okay.
So I want to ask Kate as well. Kate, how many projects do you have right now? Najua uko na fridge, uko na gari, uko na gani. How many different projects do you have?
Kama nimekaa so that I explain it. Their meaning. Okay, we have let me start with the assets, right? We have land, We have cars. Car is debatable whether it's an asset or a liability, but anyway, items, right? We have the land, we have cars, we have fridges, washing machines,
Wow.
cookers, utensils, kitchen appliances. By kitchen appliances, I mean mixers, sufurias, such things, like good sufurias, like the ones you see and you're told they are worth 150,000.
Yes, yes.
And you're like, ha!
Nitaford aje.
God, kumbe you can. If you give 5,000 every week,
Yes.
in 20 weeks you'll have 100,000, and you can get it,
Yeah.
So we have those ones. We have, I said washing machines.
Yes.
I said curtains. We have the ones for the recliner seats.
Wow.
We have, kawaida seats. We've got now the cash chamas, which they have a big spectrum. And we have the 1 million, we have 500,000, we have 300,000, 200,000, 100,000. I mean, everything, 1,000 per week, 5,000 per month, 5,000 per week. Like, we have a big spectrum to cover everybody, because
Yeah.
people are different and they have different abilities. And I wouldn't like the small income earners to feel like they're not covered.
Yes.
I also wouldn't want the ones who have a bigger capacity to feel like it's not even worth it, So I have accommodated, let me say, everybody, because I think the maximum I have done is 110,000 per month, so they get 1.1 million per month each. And the lowest will be, I think, 500 per month, per week. So they get about 17,000, which is okay. It is good money. You can
Yes.
imagine somebody who earns 10,000 and one month they get 25,000. They can do something that is equal in excitement and value as the one who invested 100,000 per month and got 1 million. The joy is the same, it's just that they're on different levels. Kila mtu anafeel, nimeomoka. It's just on different
Yeah. Yeah.
levels. So which is, it is a good thing, because these people always grow, and I love seeing growth.
Imagine.
There's chamas for travel.
Yes.
They're the ones for travel, which right now we have a group which will be going to Diani in January. We have a group that's going to Dubai in February. They were inspired by our first Dubai trip, so they'd like to go also. So we have those two. We have our Dubai group maybe doing Santorini. We have so many groups. I'm sure I'm forgetting so many of them. It's not that they don't matter. It's just because they are so many, and I love all of them. All of them are awesome.
So do you have like one account that all this money go into? Don't you get confused sometimes and you think, oh, sasa hii ni gani?
No, I have that. You see, what happens is I have divided all these groups into separate WhatsApp groups. Like you're in one group, the one that ni yako. So that one group, I have, as much as all the money will go to an account, but I have that account in that group. So I know all these people have paid. So if they have all paid, then all the money is there, then you dispatch it. So this other group is there. That's why I have separated them into individual groups. Ningeweka all of them in one group, it will just be so confusing.
Yes.
Now I've put them all in individual groups depending on their needs, because the conversations are different, the interests are different, the goals are different. There are people who never talk. For example, your group, they never talk. It's just my updates zimejaa tu hapo.
I know.
That so and so has paid, so and so has paid. But other groups, people actually interact, which is okay. Either way, both ways are fine with me. Some groups talk too much, I mute them.
Yes.
They just talk too much.
When I'm muted.
I just mute them. I know it's okay now, keep quiet.
You know what I like? What I like that you've done is the fact that you've given everybody an opportunity. Ujaangalia tu wale watu wanaitwanga sijui kina Masonko, ama bado hiyo jina utumika kweli? Bado jina hiyo utumika kweli Sonko, ama siku hizi ni jina ingine?
No, we are old, so for us Sonko is relevant.
Wewe wacha okay. Unaitaje kuomoka ama ni nini? Ai guy fafa. Nasikia siku hizi ukiwa na pesa sijui unaitwa nani. Zamani ilikuwa Sonko. Siku hizi sisi
you're still a Sonko. But you see, what I know for me is I've been down to the bottom. And sometimes when you're, okay, now I'm about to start preaching. Sometimes when you're going through tough times and you're down and you're really at nothing, you don't understand why. You don't get why you had to be there. But now where I am, I understand why God had to put me in that situation.
Exactly.
So that I can relate. I can relate and I can say there was a time I couldn't afford at a group ya 500 per week. Now I can't now say I will not support that person, because at that time had I had somebody who supported me, probably it would have helped me grow faster.
Yes.
If I can provide a platform where that person who is at a low spot and is getting not just the money but also encouragement, like uko peke yako, the people we are affording 1K per week to wengi.
Yeah.
We are actually more than the ones who are affording 100,000 per week. We are in this together and we grow and we are going to support each other and we are going to be good people to one another, you know. And that being down there helped me a lot.
Yes.
Because now I can understand. I can understand that feeling. Because that rich kid mentality is the one which makes you think, why would I want a group with 160 people? You know, why? But now if you've ever been there, then you understand each of those 160 people, they need you.
Yes. And that's
They
why
need you.
I think that's why you're very special, and that's why you needed to be in this show. It's called Stand Out. You don't fit in, you stand out. And actually what you've done, you've stood out for those people who cannot speak for themselves. So you've been a voice to the voiceless right now, the people who cannot afford 1,000 or 1,000,000 or whatever. You've given everybody the same platform, which is something that you don't really see. Yeah, you don't see a lot, especially with people who feel like tumefika. You know, they look down upon others who are down there. But I think for you, umesema you've taken everybody, wale wako chini, wale wako juu, kila mtu ukawaweka, mix and gather them together, which is very important. So thank you so much for that. And I also want to say, all these different projects, I know vile wewe ufanya. I know my sister was telling me, because my sister tells me a lot about you, because she's in almost all your groups. Namuuliza na wewe, hizi groups zote huko ni za nini? Ananiambia sijui moja ni ya nini. So I know that kama ya fridge example, where your fridge, your washing machine, the land and this, you actually go to the shop and buy that for that person. So kama ni ya fridge, ni fridge unanunuliwa. Haupewi pesa ya kununua fridge. So do you have contacts with this, or contract as well? Yeah, contract with people kama ni wa fridge, wa washing machine. Unafanya nao ndio wawapatie discount, or how does that work? Because I know you don't give money when it comes to all this material stuff. You literally buy them.
Okay, for one, I get that the reason why I was forming the groups and specifically saying you will not get cash is because I was assuming people are like me. You save and save and say nitanunua. But that day comes and suddenly you have other things.
Yes.
You need to do. You remember school fees. You start to remember, all these other things. Rent is due. You don't do what you are meant to do.
Yes.
So at first, when I was just starting the groups, I would tell someone, I'm not going to give you the cash, but get to the shop and give me the till number. We pay there. People started getting a little bit smart, and they would give me till number ya rafiki yake. So it is fridge, but you are paying to a gas supplier, and you're like, Okay, so when that happened, I said, I told you we are going to get a fridge, so we are going to get a fridge. So I got a supplier, somebody I know has all these items.
Aha, smart.
And I talked to this guy, then he's a good guy, he's top notch, yeah. So I told Top Notch, you have all these things. I'm going to come down to Malindi because he's in Malindi and he supplies everywhere. Advantage is he will do door to door. So hautatoka na fridge yetu. I know exactly where your fridge is.
Yes.
Because he does door to door, and I tested that because I bought something from him anonymously and it was delivered to my door.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know that he's delivering these things to the houses. So when I got that guy, I told him, now you have to give me rates za hawa watu, or at least something. Give me something that will make me tell them, you're not going to buy from your person, you're going to buy from this person. Other than my peace of mind, I need to know what you're giving me. So he gave very good prices. He gives almost supplier rates.
Wow.
Because he's stockist, so he has so much of this, so he gives very good prices and then good service. Imagine your washing machine will be delivered to your house. You don't have to worry about itakuja aje, itaachwa town, how do I get it from town to it will be delivered to your house by G4S. And it is intact. So that way I make sure I know where the machine goes. It's easy for me to manage because watu wakimaliza kulipa sikungojei ati utaenda shopping siku gani. I pay to Top Notch. How you and Top Notch will agree, that's now on you. Okay. But it's already been paid and Top Notch cannot give you back the money. I know that he's in business, he'll not give you back the money. Exactly. So you're definitely going to get that fridge, you're definitely going to get that washing machine, and the service is effective. Umeipata kwa nyumba, and I get to have photos so that I can show people of the world.
Yes, this is what we do. What about the land? How does that work? Okay,
the land, what we did, we are just on our first piece because land is not something you acquire lightly. So it's like a washing machine at the group in Anza leo na kesho, we have the first piece of land. So the first thing we did is actually physically meet. That broke the group into half. Those ones left. Then we came back. We again talked. Again, those who don't agree, they left. But we're about 7 people. We've established the piece of land that we want to buy. Now the documentation has already been done. The search ishafanywa. So now again, we have to have all those names on the title deed. So all of us again, we meet so that we go to the, I know it's crazy, so that we all go to the advocate and all sign, and then we pay, then we'll get the piece of land. So in about 2-3 weeks, we are going to get that piece of land in all of our names. So what we're planning to do, this is our first one, then again we get a second one, a third one, until the 7th one. When they're all done, sasa kila mtu achukue yake. Aishie. Sasa hakuna, at every point we all own that land. Yes. Sisi wote tukishapata sasa kila mtu wechukua yako like that. So that's the way we are going to earn, because we could not agree on location. Mimi niko Nakuru, I'd prefer land in Nakuru. Somebody else is in Nairobi, they prefer. Another one is in Kisumu, they prefer them. So we are going to buy here, but no title deed ni yetu sisi wote. Twende Kisumu, title deed ni yetu sisi wote. Twende Nairobi, title deed ni yetu sisi wote. And then when we are done, sasa kila mtu apewe kule alikuwa anataka. So that way it's fair and we all feel safe, because hakuna mtu anaweza uza without
mwingine.
Yeah.
Because you're all like trustees. Nyinyi wote lazima msign.
Exactly. And we can't, we want, at first we wanted the big chunk and then to subdivide, but we couldn't agree, which is understandable. You can't, we can't all agree on where land will be bought and then we subdivide. Not everybody. For me, particularly mimi siwezi taka land in Nairobi. Some people would not want land in Nakuru. Some people would not want land in Nyeri. So it's better kila mtu anunue
mali anajisikia
where unataka, then at the end tutageuza kila mtu kwenda yake.
Wow. Hey, interesting. Okay, thank you so much, Kate, for that. Now I'll come back to Mary with this project, this particular project.
Yeah.
That
So-
me, I was number one to get. By the way, let me just put
Oh
it out there.
yes, true. So this is our newest baby, and it was launched October 23rd. I think it's 2 months ago, in November. Yeah, 1 month ago, basically. And it's a mixed use development. By mixed use, I mean, you know, we have apartments, we have residential plots, we have commercial residential, we have commercial plots. We have also standalone units, you know, 4-bedroom maisonets, 3-bedroom maisonets. So we have everything for everyone. And also we have a specialty hotel there and a resort, because there's a big dam in there. So we have a big hotel that has come and taken, you know, some, I think 7 acres also. So it's also good to note that it's sitting on 200 acres. It's right opposite Tatu City, for people who know Tatu City. A very prime location, touching road, the Kiambu Kamiti Road. So it's in a very prime location, right next to, not far away from Two Rivers. It's about 5-6 minutes drive from Two Rivers, 10 minutes to the CBD. So it is within reach.
And security.
Security is fun. We even have a police station in the site. Yes. So construction has started. We've started selling off. Remember when I talked about off-plan?
Yes.
So they launched this project on the 23rd of October. So the prices are low. Very, very low. So they just launched this project, meaning the prices are low, and meaning you can come in with a small deposit, you know, and spread the balance within the construction period, or within, if you're buying a piece of land, you can spread it, you know, within 6 months or 1 year, you know, depending on what the payment plan is.
What's the construction period in this one?
Okay, so for the maisonets, so maybe let me just separate these two. We have the maisonets. Let me start with the standalones. The standalones, which are the maisonets and the 3-bed and the 4-bed, they're sitting on a 1/16th of an acre. So basically you have your own compound. They're semi-detached. So you have your own compound, you have parking, and at the back you have the DSQ. And of course now you have your bedrooms up there, you know, master bedroom.
Yes.
You know, and it's the 4-bedroom is sitting on 160 square meters. That's massive.
That's
Yeah,
massive.
that's big. Very
big,
spacious
yeah.
and big. Yeah. And the 3-bedroom is sitting on 135 square meters. So same thing again. So we've started with phase 1. Phase 1 has 58 units. So we will start construction in February. That is 2 months.
2022.
Yeah, 2 months from now. It's not. So we are in December. So it's December, January.
So let's just say 2 months.
2 months, basically 60 days. So if you're going to come in now, you have time to negotiate and tell me, hey, skiza hapa Mary, hapa niko na 300. Wacha nitajikaza by the time mufike February, because what we're asking for is only 30% deposit by February. So you have to remember, most of these properties, even in Kenya, they're unaffordable because of the deposits.
Yes.
So you go, a property is beautiful, nice looking, good, 10 million, and someone is telling you, you know, within 90 days we should have cleared.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How? But it does not mean tunauzia hizi nunua. So that's why, you know, when you come off plan mapema in a credible company, unaweza own anything that you put your mind to. And in fact, which is the camera ya watu wa diaspora? Ndio ile. Nilikuwa nataka kuambia watu wa diaspora hivi. Living in this country, unatoka hivyo unaenda nyumbani kupigia mama yako mlango hivi. Ati nimefika, uko na bags. Ama unaenda kulipa hoteli 150,000. Ama 200,000. I think unaweza own hizi nyumba, you know, in a very affordable manner and without a lot of pressure and stress. Because you're paying slowly as we construct. And there is nothing as good as, the people whom we've delivered to houses here in diaspora, when they go back there and they call me and they tell me, Mary, I'm calling you from the living room of my house. It's
me,
fantastic.
I'm a witness
Yes.
of that. Nimesikia watu wakiniambia, Lydia, through Kenya and Friends in the Park,
Yes.
nilikutana na Heri Homes, mimi ni landlord,
Yes.
nina nyumba yangu.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot, more than
Yeah.
20 people
Yeah.
actually wamesha testify
Yeah,
to that.
true.
So I can actually testify to Heri Homes that
Yes.
it's a genuine thing, because I've seen people na
Yes.
mavifungu zao ati mimi
Kweli
landlord.
kabisa, kweli kabisa. Young girl, a 19-year-old girl, the mom started her off. Actually, I want to also address the younger people. You know, when we were growing up, unfortunately, someone did not hold our hand properly. Ama kutuambia, listen, if you start earning, this is what you need to do. Put away 10% or 15%. So that maybe by the time you're 25, 26, you own your first house.
Yeah.
Hiyo ilitupita. These days, this younger generation, I see parents sometimes, they put small deposits for their children so that wanaanza wakue responsible from a younger age. I have a girl, 19-year-old. She paid off her Daystar hostel and now she's on the second project here. Now she's here. She's bought an apartment. So these things are doable. There is nothing difficult. Owning a house is no longer that myth that used to be there. How? Those things are expensive. Hapana, wewe haujajaribu Heri Homes. So, like I said, we have the standalones going for 8.5, 3-bedroom with DSQ. A nice place to retire to.
Very nice.
Very nice place.
Very
4-bedroom with servant quarter going for 9.7, and 9.7 is just a figure. 8.5 is just a figure.
Yes.
The minute I sit down with you and break it down, you will just move with speed lightning.
Yeah.
Then we have now apartments which are more affordable. So a 2-bed is going for 3.5 million. And a 3-bed, 2-bed is going for 3.5, and a 3-bed is going for 4.3. Again, construction starts in February. So you have time even to start with 150K, 200K, as long as by maybe end of February, you raise the 30%. And then the balance, we spread it over the 24 months.
Hizo za apartments ni 24
Apartments
months.
need 24 months, correct.
And now it's that cheap.
Yes.
Because and I'm sorry, mtu asiseme ati anasema 4.5 million ni cheap, but it's that cheap right now because the properties surrounding that area,
Yes.
they're up to 8 million,
Yes.
5. They're very expensive.
The standalone, which we are selling 9.7, right hapo chini mali inaitwa Edenville, they're going for 20 million. Because it is a finished product, all looking nice, the Cabro paved compounds and all that, the street lighting, all these things. They
Value yote imeambiwa.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. So I think we you don't look at it as there is nothing there. No, you wear the eyes of a developer and look at it as a finished product.
Yes.
So that's the way to look at it. Yes. Then from the apartments, now we have the residentials. We have quarters where you can buy a quarter and build yourself a nice home. A quarter is is a big plot. You can even divide it into two. Then we have also the commercials. And that is where maybe what's her name? Kate can come in. Because we have commercial half-acre plots whereby they can do commercial residential. By this I mean they can build apartments, 8 blocks. So each floor is about 8 houses. So for 8 floors, that
Kila
is
mtu
64.
anachukua yake.
Yes, and that is
Kwanza vile
64 units.
wako 7.
Sasa vile wako exactly.
Wako 7, kila mtu
Kila
na
mtu na floor yake.
Hey.
Eh?
Kate, I hope unasikia hiyo unaandika chini.
Yes. Na
Yeah.
na I think the take home point here is it's in such a strategic location such that hizo nyumba return on investment ama rent yake itakuwa way higher than many other places.
Yes.
Nyumba sio nyumba tu, ndio unaweza kuwa uko na nyumba. Unajua cost ya mawe, whether umebuild Njiru, whether umebuild Eldoret ama kwa kina Nakuru. Cost ya mawe ni ile moja.
Hata Kisumu. Umesahau kuita kwetu.
Kwa pole. So utastukia hii nyumba imecost 20 million in Nakuru na hii nyumba nyingine imecost 20 million huku Legacy Ridges kwenye tunajenga. But Hii ya Nakuru maybe inaweza kupatia rent of maybe 500,000 a month, the whole development. Na hii itakupatia up to 1.5 million. Na sio kitu ingine. Location. Location. So ninaweza taka kuchallenge Kate kidogo. As much as wanasema huyu hawezi nunua Nakuru, huyu hawezi nunua sijui wapi. I think they should be guided by just the location. Hiyo ndio inafaa kuwa their driving, their main, yes, the location. Hiyo place ni prime. Unaona? Ama hiyo place hii ndio wana launch. They should look at those opportunities.
Kwa sababu unaweza sema nataka kununua Mombasa, but at the end of the day hiyo ya Mombasa itakupatia nini? Naivasha, Siaya, wapi, but itakupatia nini?
That's the thing.
So so Kate, I think that's a fruit inaitwanga aje, food for thought.
Food for thought. Yes.
Kizungu naye pia.
Yes.
Food for thought.
So just to finish up, Lydia, on we have 8 residential plots. So wewe uko na kaplot kako ka 8, sisi hatutakujengea, tunakupatia 2 plans which you can choose from 12 plans, different plans. Na ukifeel hizo 12 pia they are not suiting you, you can come with yours. Our technical committee can approve that, because we need some control in these areas. So and then we also have 3/4 commercials. So mtu yoyote ako na biashara, biashara mind, maybe unataka kuweka a salon, you see we have an area designated for the people who will be around there, watu wenye wana benefit from the community, shops, barber shops, butcheries, nini, you know, all these things. If you want that kind of a plot for commercial, for business purposes, eco.
Na sasa I know umesema if you buy a plot, like example with the Kate, huyo umempatia example, and you buy this and you buy this, and unasema tunakupatia, we just give you the structure how it should be, or you can also come with yours, it can be approved.
Unaweza kuja na yako.
Do you give us the developers?
Yes, so what happens, wewe kukuja na business case yako ukishatengeneza unakuja nayo. So ikiangaliwa na technical committee, if they are happy, we pass you over to our contractors. And then us tunafanya kitu inaitwa project management. So wewe ukiwa hapa diaspora ama wherever, hauna pressure, hauna stress. Project managers ni hapa ni Heri Homes, as we are builders, years and years. Contractor, kuna vile mumeambia, na squeeze with contractors, I think the main thing is wanajenga na pesa yao. Alafu muna lipishana after akifikisha certain milestone. So that is how it works.
But ni watu genuine wale nyinyi
our contractors. Watu wenye sisi ujenga na wao.
Because najua wengine wanaweza tumia mawe ya red badala ya black, maybe ya red.
Unajua
cheap.
Hizo vitu kuna kuanga na clerk of works. Already hizo ni makazi. You know when you work with bigger companies, professionals, when you engage professionals, unaona hizo vitu sasa unasema ni sasa zile hao engage professionals. Lakini when you engaging clerk of works, watu wanaangalia material quality ni gani. Hizo magari zinakujanga kama zimerudishwa. Lori ati imekuja hivi ati mchanga sijui mawe kubwa sijui nini, unarudi nayo tu. Yes. So there are certain standards zenye sisi wanga tuna.
And Heri Home has a standard.
Absolutely.
Just because of time, nimependa hii topic, I wish tungekuwa na more time. But just because of time, Kate, if you have any last remarks to tell us, tuambie uko nje, how probably we can join you if other people wanted to join, or just last remarks even to encourage other people, and
Okay, first of all, I've learned something there, so maybe we could talk after, and see what we can do about that.
Karibu sana.
It's really an honor when someone like you, somebody calls me to come and speak about this, because I was afraid of it because of so many people who start to clone my account, who start to do such things. And so I was afraid of the publicity. Even when Tuko was calling me, I was like, hey, the publicity. But now I am getting the confidence to say, welcome. If you want to be in a chama, I can accommodate you. Just follow my profile, and unajua hizo WhatsApp za kuniuliza nipe, I will answer them on Facebook, because that's where I put all the links. My links are only on Facebook, and I'm the only one who puts them. I create the links and I post them. So ukiona link yenye mtu anakuambia ni ya Kate, but I didn't create it, then it's not me. So it's good to have that disclaimer so that people don't get conned. As much as it wouldn't be my fault, I would feel so bad if somebody trusted it's me and then it wasn't me. welcome, and to keep the positive energy, keep the good vibes going, and allow me to rest once in a while. People don't let me rest, and I'm enjoying this journey, and I hope other people are also enjoying. And thank you so much for hosting me. And so many projects are coming up. I'm actually in talks with so many people to make sure that I do so much more for so many more people, and I hope that we will grow together. Alafu mutaniita next year time kama saa hizi, and then we see how far we'll have gone.
Okay, thank you so much, Kate. And Mary, as well, your last remarks.
Yeah, so my last remarks, I think, first of all, is to thank you for this platform and really thank you for coming to our lounge in Leicester, and to thank you for being our client as well. Yes, yes. And you know, for the business partnership we've shared between Harry Homes and, you know, Kenyans in the Park as an organization. But also maybe just as a parting shot, I would want to say that owning a house is not difficult. We need to change the way we think about owning a house. Like, hiyo tu ni ya watu wana pesa.
The
No,
mindset.
the mindset has to change. Try me, call me, ask me, uko na nini saa hii? This is what I have. Can we work around it? So owning a house should not be as, you know, as difficult as some people perceive it is. And you being in diaspora, tukumbuke also, madays is in a move. Every single, unajikuta kwa 25 years in this country, 10, 15 years, 2 years. But every year, kama kuna kakitu unafanya, kama kuweka hiyo pesa aside, just for 24 months, unatoka na nini? Na nyumba. Kitu yenye utaona milele na milele. Hata unaweza jengea tu mama yako. Hata kama wewe utajijengea. You can build for your mom. Yeah. So let us embrace the fact that we have genuine companies that deliver. So yeah, so if anyone akona any interests, I'm happy to assist them. And like I always say, I'm very passionate about my job. I will hold you to the end of the journey. Mpaka upate funguo ya nyumba yako. Just like all the other people. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. But what I'll just tell you one thing. Tuko kwa landia wenyewe. Yeah? Especially as diaspora. Before I go to Kenya right now. Tuko kwa landia wenyewe. We are in people's land. Landia watu wengine, direct translation. Home away from home. Tuliona Brexit. Mtu angekuambia ati Brexit itafanyika, ungesema we nyamaza, hakuna kitu tunajua. Brexit ilifanyika. Now, juzi tumeona the law that wana try kuleta ati they can revoke your British passport. British. Ulizaliwa hapa kwa hii country. They can revoke it anytime. So ile mambo ati me am a British, I'm British, nilizaliwa huku. Wachana na hizo ufala. Hizo siku hizi haziko. So because of that, tuko na kwetu ni Kenya. Kama hauna chochote home, try and have something.
True.
Okay. Kuna ile tulikuwa tunaibiwa home, family unatuma, sister, brother, mother, best friend, nani, uncle, wanakula pesa yako. Saa hii, tuko na watu wale tunajua Harry Homes, we can actually trust them. Kuna embassy, unaweza pigia embassy. Kuna foreign affairs Kenya as well. There's a foreign affairs office in Kenya. Ile pia unaweza wapigia, and kuwapata is very easy. Unaweza wapigia, wakuangalilie, ebu angalia Harry Homes, ebu angalia watu wa hii home, angalia hivi, uangalie. Kuwa na kitu nyumbani. Siku ingine ya watu wakiamka watuambie, tokeni muende. Unasema mimi na invest UK. Niko na mortgage yangu UK, sitaki stories za Kenya. Hawatataka kujua kama una mortgage, ama kama uko na shares Harrods. Hawatataka kujua, utarudishwa. So kuwa na kitu nyumbani, hata kama tu ni kitu kadogo, right? And then watu pia wako Kenya right now, kukaa tu kusema ati sina pesa, sijui nini. There is Kate there. Kate anaweza kukusaidia. Have a goal, have something that you're working towards. So Kate akona forum, ile unaweza kuweka 1,000, she starts in fact 500, anaanzanga na 500 Kenya shillings. Najua saa zingine mtu anaweza sema that's a lot of money for some people, which I totally understand. but kama uko na kitu you're working towards, you can work harder kupata hiyo 500. Okay, so kuna Kate pale yuko ready kukusaidia kama uko Kenya, na hapa pia tuko na Harry Homes who is very ready kutusaidia as well kukuwa na ma properties back home. Alafu pia tuseme unataka uko diaspora na unataka kuchanga kwa Kate like I do, I'm in the UK but natumianga Kate as well. Juu najua sasa ile pesa imekuja, to me it's a lot of money, yote natuma Harry Homes. So guys, tujipange. Tujipange. True. That's all I can say. Tujipange kama binadamu. Hata Bible inasema a wise man leaves inheritance for his children. So fikiria. Na watoto tu si wale biological, hata wale unachunganga, wale wengine au pia ni watoto. So unaweza sema ati mimi sina watoto, it doesn't matter. So in saying that, I'll say thank you so much everybody for watching us today, and we're here every Wednesday. Stand out and speak up. Usiwekwe ile unaekwa hivi ati nyamaza ati unakuwa tamed. Don't be. Stand out and speak up. Be the change, be the difference, change the narrative that you want to see. So until then, I'll see you again next week on Wednesday, 6:30 UK time, 9:30 Kenyan time. Until then, I'll always say it can only be God. See ya.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.